United?
I think it's more a feel-good factor. When we've talked about Man United previously, it's always been a little bit negative. The manager didn't want to change his system. I didn't think it was the right thing to let Amara go in this particular moment.
Right.
But now you want an ex-player who knows the players.
But what difference is that?
Because when you speak about Man United, it's all negative. You can bring in a player that can lift the crowd, for one, and it can lift the players. So I think it's a smart appointment. Do I think he's going to be amazing? We've got to see that. At Middlesbrough, it didn't work out. But in terms of a short-term plan, I think when you look at the overall picture of Man United, if you want a world-class manager, they might want a world-class manager right now who's not available. For a 6-month period, this might be the best option.
A world-class manager won't come here. A world-class manager won't come and work for him. Why? Because we see what's going on upstairs. The decisions being made upstairs. We have Carrick coming in already. Now we're sitting here going, they probably pushed Holland towards him. You tell me Carrick hasn't got the intelligence to say, I know enough people in the game to know who to bring in. We talk about he knows the club. He brings Johnny Evans. Johnny's got no coaching experience. No, I like Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans.
He's a former player, though, isn't he, Roy?
A former player. I would just give former players a job then. You've got to. We sit every week in Sky. You got to get the best of the best. We don't sit here and go, you've got to get former players every week. If we're talking about coaching experience, Holland, we'll sit here and he's done all the hours and he's got a good CV. Go, okay, I get that a little bit. Okay, but if that's the manager's choice, if that's been put on him, and then you bring in Woodgate, who he knows a little bit, he's got experience, and Johnny Evans, and we say, what coaching, and you got to get the... Johnny Evans has got no... If you're sitting there going, what's Johnny done? I like Johnny Evans, rock solid, I signed him twice. It's not an issue with Johnny Evans, it's more an issue with the club and the decision-making, who they're bringing in. Johnny Evans left Man United about 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, right? He obviously left as a summer player, and they gave him a job... Loans manager, okay. Yeah. Leaves that a month or two ago. Had enough of that. He wasn't there for 10 years doing it. A few months. United are letting hundreds of people go, staff every week. But Johnny walks away from that job. Gets a call a week later, Darren Fletcher. Now, my issue with Johnny, he's got no coaching. It's not as if he worked at the academy for a few years. On one hand, we're saying you need people on the training pitch.
Though, what's his designated role? We don't know. Is he a defender's coach? Is he trying to show? We don't know the specific.
Okay, but if I finish the point, so he comes in with Darren Fletcher. This is a bit like what I worry about pals act and wink wink and who's making decisions upstairs. So Fletcher brings him in, and Fletcher again has very little experience, but he's worked at the academy level. Brings Johnny, so Johnny gets a phone call from Man United, having left as a loans manager. Going, do you want to come back? I bet you Johnny's thinking, what, is the kit manager, or am I working with the under-12s? No, you're coming back to work with the first team, with Darren. You go, OK, obviously a great opportunity for him. You have 2 games, don't go too well. Listen, that's probably the end of that. No. Then another manager coming in, he wants you to stay on as well.
Perhaps not everybody wants to do it. What would you have done if they'd called you and said, would you come and help?
Would I come and help Man United? Yeah. No, I'd probably be no. I wouldn't want to work with people above me who are dictating who your staff are, telling you what players you're bringing in. And there's been chaos going on in the background. I'm not saying the previous manager hasn't helped himself, but I guarantee you he'd come out one day and say, listen, there were decisions made that he wasn't happy with. And most managers go down that journey. I get it. And he was stubborn. I get all that, and his results weren't great. And there's no reason why these 4 new staff members, as much as I'm concerned about them, can get some momentum going. They can do.
Unbelievable afternoon. What is it like after, let's face it, some tough times to see this place like this?
Unbelievable. Being here with our people, with the fans, with the team, we really know how we suffer on this during the season. But the only way is putting the face here and showing who we are. And I think today it was the best moment to do it. And I think the team, not just the players who were on the pitch, but also on the bench, the staff, everyone.
A performance like that in that short space of time.
What they've done has been absolutely fantastic. And I think more than anything, they've been talking to them. They made them understand what Manchester United is supposed to be. And then he's given them the freedom to go and do that. So there was no, as soon as they won the ball, it didn't matter where the ball was won, there was no restraint. Go forward. And we saw that in the first goal. You had, it's a free kick that Harry defends, heads it out, and all of a sudden they're 4 against 2. That's not something I've seen for a very, very long time in Manchester United. But that is what Manchester United historically always has been able to do. As soon as the ball is won, you go forward, and you don't think about what's going to happen behind you. That, I think, is something they've been talking to them about a lot, that when you get that opportunity. And it was fantastic. I mean, I can't praise Michael Carrigan and his staff enough for what they've done in such a short space of time, because it was not easy. And again, I go back to the 2 games where Fletcher was in charge. There was no difference. You couldn't see a difference with the same players. Today, it was 2 different worlds. You know, it's just, if they can keep this up, I'm just looking at the fixtures left, you know. The Champions League is
one game and you dream.
Ryan Bumo and Lisandro Martinez didn't hold back as Manchester United claimed a huge derby victory over Manchester City, a result that sent shockwaves across the Premier League. The win was more than just 3 points, it was a statement of intent. Bumo praised United's intensity and belief on the night, while Martinez embodied the fighting spirit that defined the performance, highlighting the hunger and unity that carried the team through every challenge. For Martinez, beating City was about pride, passion, and restoring dominance in Manchester. He emphasized the importance of mentality, calling the victory a reward for hard work on the training ground and unwavering commitment on match day. As reactions poured in, one thing was clear: this wasn't just a win, it was a reminder that Manchester United are ready to fight for the biggest moments again.